Hey everybody. So I just wanted to make this video about the comparison word problems just because these can be tougher and a lot harder to understand and they're not the easiest to explain, but I'm going to do my best to help. So we're going to look at number 2 and I believe number 3 as well from page 23. So usually when I teach the kids about comparison problems, I bring a kid up to the carpet with me, a student, and I have them stand next to me. And I say, "All right, boys and girls, who is taller, Mr. Andrews or the student?" And of course, it's me. And I say, "Now, look at our heights. Are they the same?" And they're like, "No, you're taller." And I'm like, "I agree. So my height is more than their height, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I say, "But how much taller? How much more inches or how many more inches am I than our student right here?" And I let them think about it for a second. And I say, if I want to find out how much taller I am, how much more taller I am, or how much taller I am than her, then should I take their height and my height and put those together? Kind of like I'm taking them, stacking them on my head, and just making one really long person. Would that tell me how much taller I am than her or him? And they would say no. And I'm like, okay, so maybe we shouldn't add in this situation. Maybe we should subtract. So the difference in our heights would be that this student's height stops right here. Mine doesn't stop until right here. So that difference right there, the fact that that student's height stops and mine keeps going, that gap is the difference. This is how much more taller I am than a student, or how much shorter the student is than me. How much taller, how much shorter. Okay. So in this problem, it says Trevor sees 8 redbirds. Okay. Got that. He sees 5 more redbirds than bluebirds. That sounds like we're comparing bluebirds and redbirds. It says, how many bluebirds does Trevor see? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle for my 8 redbirds. Okay. So this means 8 redbirds. It says that he sees 5 more redbirds than bluebirds. 5 more red than blue. So that lets me know that the amount of bluebirds he saw is smaller. Now, I know how much bigger the amount of redbirds he saw was. So maybe if I take that extra 5 redbirds away, I'll know how many redbirds he must have saw. So or must have seen. So I'm going to take these 8 redbirds and try to cut out where I think that 5 extra would be. So here it is. This part on this side of that line is the 5 more redbirds. Okay. So if I'm thinking about part whole, if I have 8 and I take 5 away, 3 would have to be left. So I'm thinking he saw 3 bluebirds. How many bluebirds did Trevor see? 3. Now, I know that because if he saw 8 red ones and he saw 5 more red ones than blue ones, 8 would have to be 5 more than 3 for this to be right. So 3 plus 5 is 8. And that proves that. Since 3 is 5 less than 8, or 8 is 5 more, then my answer would have to be 3. Okay. So in that case, I use subtraction. 8 minus 5 is 3. Let's come up here. So it says Anna has 7 baskets and some flowers. Okay. We're talking about baskets. We're talking about flowers. She has 7 baskets. She has five fewer baskets than flowers. How many flowers does Anna have? Okay. So I know how many baskets she has. So I'm going to draw a little rectangle for baskets. Okay, so there's our 7 baskets. It says that she has 5 fewer. Fewer. That means less, smaller. She has 5 fewer baskets than flowers. That lets me know that she has more flowers than she does baskets. Hmm. So if I were to draw a rectangle for my flowers, it would have to be longer than this one for baskets because it says that she has 5 fewer baskets. This rectangle has to be smaller because she has 5 less than she does flowers. So I'm going to draw a rectangle for flowers. But how do I know how long I need to draw that? Well, it says that she has 5 fewer, 5 less. Maybe if I take that 5 and I add it to the 7, maybe we'll know how many flowers she has. So let's try that. I'm going to add on 5. This rectangle is going to be a little bit shorter than 7 because 5 is smaller than 7. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger though. About right there. Okay. So now if I add 7 plus 5, I should get how many flowers there are. And I just know that 7 plus 5 is 12 because if I give 3 from the 5 to the 7, it'll make 10. And the 2 that's left will make 12 because 10 plus 2 is 12. So I think I found my answer. I think the answer is 12. She has 12 flowers. Now, for that to be true, that means that I'm going to draw a rectangle for the 12 flowers. So these are my 12 flowers that I think that she has. These are the 5 extra, and these are the 7 baskets. It says that she has 7 baskets at the start. She has 5 fewer baskets than flowers. So here's baskets, here's flowers. The way that I drew that makes sense because I know that she should have less baskets and flowers. And the difference was 5. So 12 minus 5 equals 7. So I know that she has 7 baskets. So I know that that might have been a little confusing and it's not the easiest to explain. So I'm sorry if it wasn't very clear, but if you have any questions at all, I'll be more than happy to help in any way that I can.